Good afternoon. Almost good evening. How's everyone doing? I don't know about you, but it feels like it was 9 a.m. about 5 minutes ago. And now it's already 4 o'clock. The days always go so fast for me. Okay, I see people rolling in. Hello, hello. Today is Inspiration Live. Judith is doing great. Hello, Mary Ann. Hey, everyone. Oh, yeah, I wish I could do my live outside. Chris says it's a great day, a beautiful day to watch your live outside. Well, I wish I could do my live outside. I've done a few lives from my front porch, but not anymore. Things are way too tricky for that now. Okay, so we're going to jump in and get started because I don't want to keep you too long. But I do have a bunch of inspiration that has been piling up on my desk, and I just had to dedicate a live just to that. So we're just going to whiz through all of this great stuff. And we're going to start with this one. Halloween is right around the corner. We are into October. We are October 6th. So the 31st will be here before we know it. And all the trick-or-treaters will be out. Oh, Christina's here. Christina made these cards for us. So she is using, on this set, she's using the Spellbinders / Simon Hurley Bewitched die set. So you can see that you get this cute cat. Now, again, I always try to show the versatility of these dies. So this cat is shown with the witch hat, but you can see here that you can use just the cat on its own. So you can leave the hat off. So that's where this cat is here. And you can also use the hat on its own. And then you have a great Happy Halloween die sentiment as well. So lots of really cute things. I love the eyes on this cat. So here are some samples that will bring it to life for you. Now, I didn't do these. Okay, I have a few slides. I don't think, oh, yes, I do for the next card. I'm going to pop my little slideshow up. We don't have tons of slides today, but we do have some. So for this card here, you can see the hat, the cat, and Christina used glossy accents on the eyes. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but see, they look kind of like enamel dots, but that's done with glossy accents. Now, in the background here, she actually masked off the oval and created sort of a focal point that way. Now, this particular mask is not available anymore. It's from Tailored Expressions. Tailored Expressions has plain oval masks, but they don't have the scalloped one anymore, which is really too bad because they had a whole line of scalloped masks that were really great, but they aren't doing them anymore. But if you happen to have an oval die, you could use a heavier weight cardstock and cut it out and use that as a mask. So that works kind of as a temporary thing. Or if in this case you can't get the actual product, you can do something like that too. But see how effective that is to be able to use a mask to create a focal point. And then you can see that great Happy Halloween sentiment on there. And then this is card number 2. Now this spiderweb embossing folder is also discontinued, so we can't use that one anymore. But you might have a stencil or another company's embossing folder that you can use. But you can see how ink blending over top of an embossing folder is a really cool option. And you can see that great cat. And I'm going to show you those eyes again. I don't know if the camera is actually picking up the dimension, but it's really cool. And then the bats are actually from the set that I'm showing you the slide for. So we don't have this in stock. This might have been released last year or the year before, but it is something that we can order in. So if you think that you need something like this in your stash, we are more than happy to do that. It's called Serene Scene Halloween Editions, and you can see the bats up in the right corner there above the tree. That is the bats that were used for the dies on this set here, which are a great addition. So if you need to get bat dies, or maybe you need a little haunted house or a crooked fence or something like that, then you can consider that set. So write that in your notebook if you're interested. So again, that is the Spellbinders Bewitched die set from from Spellbinders, and it's a collaboration with Simon Hurley. So that is set number 1. Now set number 2, look at this one. Oh my gosh. Well, Christina fell in love with this. She didn't think she needed it. Oh, we do have the Little Bits bats. Okay, that's a good idea. I do not have a slide for that. Tailored Expressions has what they call Little Bits dies, and that has bats in it. So that's a great suggestion, Shelby. Thank you for that. So you can look that up. I don't know what my next slide is going to be. It's going to be a guessing game here. Ha, it does apply. Good. Okay, so now we're featuring the Boo Crew. Again, Spellbinders collaboration with Simon Hurley. And look at these fun ghosts. Like, they're just so great. I love the glasses. And I don't know what you call this. It's not really a magnifying glass. It's kind of like a lens with a, I don't know what you call that. Does anybody know what that's called? So if we know, I'm sure somebody will know. But yeah, like they have really cute accessories. So bow ties and 2 different styles of hats. You've got a regular tie here. And again, those things can be used away from the set, including the glasses, because there's lots of critters that you can put. Oh, it's a monocle. Okay, thank you, Terry. I knew people would know that. Oh, Shelby knew it too. I didn't know. Oh, and Anne knew it. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so you can use the glasses and the ties and all those hats and everything separately. And look at the pumpkin. I love the pumpkin. So that's also something. You can take the little handle off of it, and it could look like a real jack-o'-lantern as well. And this one you get Boo to You. So lots of dies that you can use in there. And here's card number 1. So this is featuring that embossing folder in the back that we can't get anymore. And then the frame is the slide that I have up on the screen. And that is called, I think, Frame in Frame 2. Yes, Frame in Frame 2. And it's from Tailored Expressions. It's a great little set. Again, a great way to make a focal point on a card. So there's sample number 1. Here is sample number 2. How fun are they? I love them. And then we have sample number 3. So if you're looking for some ghosts to add to your stash, those are great ones. I'm just going to see what my next slide is in case there's anything I need to show you. Nope. Okay, so again, Simon Hurley / Spellbinders, and it's called Boo Crew. So if you're looking for some fun Halloween things, that is a fun one for sure. All right, next up we have this fun set. This is called Hedge Hugs. It is a Spellbinders die, but not only the die, it also has a set of stamps, and I'm going to flip this one over because mine is a mess. So there is the set of stamps that come with it. So this is very similar to the set that I did, the Chimney Caper, where I did that interactive card where the Santa went up and down in the chimney. Same font and same style of set. So you get the dies to make the hedgehog, and then you get the stamps. And wait till you see these cards, guys. Okay, so here's card number 1. So these are by Amanda. She put both of the hedgehogs on here. They do have skates on. So in the die set, you can see they have skates, but you can leave the blades off. And then they're just like boots or shoes. But I mean, are you kidding me? I'm just going to come a little closer just so you can see how cute they are and the detail that the dies put in your die cuts. So they're just the sweetest. So the slide that I have up there is the All Planned Out 2. And that is what creates this frame that you see in the background. And this actually is a shaker card. So if I move it around, you see all that glitter in there? That moves around inside that pocket and creates the shaker element. Now, before I move forward, I'm just going to move my slide here. Also, this Joyful die cut is from Penny Black, and you can see the die there. It is called something. I don't know what it's called. Oh, I can look inside the card. It is called Joyful Winter. So you get the winter word, the joy, and then you can add full, and then calm. So just a nice die set that has a few words in it, not overly expensive, and just something really nice to have on hand. So that's how she created that. And then next up we have, yes, the Build a Sentiment sets from Lawn Fawn. So Amanda is really loving these because it does allow you to create your own phrases with the sets. And the ones that she used here are winter and spring. So that's the winter one that is up on the screen now. And you can see each word is kind of a different individual stamp. And the way that they're cut out, they're very easy to line up on a block or in your MISTI. And you can create whatever phrases you want. So that is winter. And then this one here is the spring one. So let's go back to winter. So things like Merry Christmas and the word holiday and holidays, Hanukkah, words like season, wish you, wonderful, holly jolly, snow much. So again, it translates into winter as well. But then also things like the word I and for the and the ampersand symbol's likely in there somewhere. You don't see it off the top of my head, but there's exclamation points. Words like magical, peace, bright. So it really allows you to create your own phrases. And then if we look at the spring one, things like wedding, graduation, Mother's Day, mothers, fathers, bridal, baby, couple, shower, adoption, Easter, bundle of, and then I'm sure the word joy is in here somewhere. There's even the word twins, things like smiles and sunshine, the word sending, thoughts. So you can really mix and match them and create some pretty great phrases. So I love those sets. And if you haven't checked them out, there's several available and we just keep restocking them all the time. So that's card number 1. Now we have card number 2. So this is a fall version using the hedgehog. Isn't he adorable? So here he has no skate blades on. So he's just wearing his little boots or his shoes. So the sentiment on this one is created with a Build a Sentiment as well. But the banner that it's on is the one that you see on the screen there. And that is called Stitched Banners from Lawn Fawn. So it's just a good staple to have, and you can stamp lots of different lengths of sentiments on there. They work really well for the Build a Sentiment. And then the frame that you see in the background there, is that my next slide? Guess I should have checked first. Nope, not yet. We won't talk about the frame. The florals that you see there are the Garden Variety 2 from Tailored Expressions. And you can take that die set and die cut them out of any color that you want and create greenery and all kinds of great things in the background of anything. So although we are showing it in a fall scene here, you switch that up to pinks and purples and lighter greens, and all of a sudden you have something very spring. This die set also has a tulip in it, which is really cool. And then the frame, I think that's my next slide. Nope. The sentiment is from the fall version of the Build a Sentiments. So we've talked about those. There's the frame. It's from Penny Black, and it is called Frame It. So you can see you get 3 different size frames. The largest one is the one that you see here. And I'm just going to hold that a little closer because it does put an impression into the cardstock when you run it through as well. And a really great way to create focal points on the front of your card. So that is sample number 2. And then sample number 3, Amanda did use the sentiments from the die set on this one. And the white piece that she's got it matted on is from the Tailored Expressions postage stamp stacklet dies. This is one of our favorites for sure. And then the embossing folder used in the background there is from Gina K, and it is called Holiday Flora. So I can just hold that up a little bit closer just so you can see the detail in the background there. And then isn't this adorable with the little toque and the scarf? And again, no skate blades on this one. And then just a snowflake die to create some falling snow in the background as well. But look how cute that little sentiment is. The font is really fun. And you get 3 different sentiments. One says, sending hedgehogs and wintry wishes, skating by with Christmas magic, and wishing you frosty fun. So a really, really cute set for sure. So again, that's the Spellbinders Hedgehugs stamp and die set. And you get the stamps and the dies all in one package. Okay, now Christina is up again. And we are looking at this really cool set. So I ordered this in and I knew I loved it the minute I saw it. It's just a die set called Cozy Homes, and it creates these beautiful houses, all in different shapes. And you can see you can cut them out of any color combination that you want. And we are pairing it together with the Serene Landscape stencil set. So if you check out the back, there are 6 stencils in this, and it creates a beautiful landscape background. And you also get things like trees and shrubbery that you can stencil onto your scene as well. So let's check this out. So here is one card, and you see, instead of using greens and maybe browns for mountains, she's done it all in whites and blues and created a beautiful holiday or wintry scene. So I'm just going to scoot forward here. The sentiment that's used on this one is from a Spellbinders Better Press set, and it is called, I think, Christmas Sentiments. Let me just check here. Yep, Christmas Sentiments. So home for the holidays. So the nice thing about Better Press plates is that you can also foil these as well as stamp them. So in this particular case, Christina just stamped them, but you could have this foiled if you wanted to add a little shimmer or glitter to your design. But isn't that beautiful? And so you can see with the stencil, you have the option of adding in those trees, and they're just stenciled right on there. I'm just going to go to my next slide so I know what to expect next. Okay. And then we have this one here. So a completely different look, just using the Cozy Homes and only the tree from that stencil set. So you don't have to create the whole landscape each time you use it. You can just pick elements out of it, which I really like. So that adds a lot of versatility to the product. And again, not a wintry home. So you'll notice here on the dies that they all show like these snow-capped roofs, but that is an option with the die. You don't have to, but it does give you the option. So if you want just a regular house, you can do that too. And this large congrats is from the stamp set that you are seeing right there. It's called All the Way Congrats, and you get the word congrats and congratulations. And this is the congrats version. Congratulations, you'd have to go the other way. And this is bundled with a die, so you can stamp it directly on your project, or you can die cut it out and pop it up, which is cool too. And I find sentiments like this, to find them on their own like this is rare, so it's a great one. And then Christina used this for an congrats on your new home, which is a really nice option. And then that scallop is from Master Layouts 4 from Gina K. If you watched my video on the weekend, the card that I demoed, I also highlighted that set. It is one that we grab a lot for sure. And then the third card, again, switching up that landscape. So now we've got the mountains and we've got grass, trees, and so on. And then there are the 2 houses featured on the front as well. So I think I highlighted the sentiment that she used here too. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so this is also using mini strips, congrats. So she used on your new home from this. So the mini strips are really cool. This one is a congrats add-on. So in other words, if you have the large word congrats, these pair very nicely with that. But some of them work well on their own too. And the mini strips sets are a 1 stamp, gives you all of those sentiments. And then there is a matching die that you lay over top of it, and it cuts them all out into individual strips. So it is really cool. But this says like, so happy for you on your promotion. So the word congrats on your promotion, congrats on your new home, on your retirement, on your amazing news, wishing you all the best. That one you can use on its own. Let the adventure begin. That one you can use on its own. On growing your family, you absolutely crushed it. So some really great sentiments that you can use, and they are those strips that everybody loves using. Okay, so just to review, Cozy Homes from Altenew, and the Serene Landscapes stencil, also from Altenew. So great samples, Christina. We love those. All right, now we're going to get a bit festive. Now, I don't have all of the products here. Amanda still has these products. Oh, that was the Better Press sentiment I was going to show you on the other card. I'll just pull that back up. So here is a little something to make you smile. That is from this set here. It's the Better Press You Are Everything sentiments. Okay, now we're going to move on. Here we go. So I don't have this die set here with me. Amanda's still creating and she has it at her house. So I will walk through all the products and I will have some slides to share. So this is featuring the Christmas foliage dies from Spellbinders. And this is a Lisa Horton collaboration. So all of this greenery and the poinsettias to create the wreath were from this particular set. So you just layer them up however you like, and you end up with that beautiful arrangement. So I'm just going to go a little closer there just so you can see the detail that goes into the dies when you cut them out. And this little bow here, that is from Waffle Flower. I wonder if she put that in here. Yep, Waffle Flower bow die. So we have more of those coming. And it has all kinds of different size bows, which is really handy to have. And the sentiments, I'm not sure what my next slide is. Sentiments, yep, are from this set here. So this is the Mary Sentiment set. Again, Spellbinders, a collaboration with Lisa Horton. You get the word Mary, this large word Mary, and the shadow. And actually, you can shadow it twice. There's 2 shadow dies there. So one's a little bit tighter, and then you can go a little bit bigger. So Amanda has actually shadowed it with vellum, which is very nice. So it's nice and delicate, not overly large. This is an A2 size card, so it fits nicely without overpowering. But then you also get a lot of supporting sentiments that go with the word Mary, and that's where these are coming from. And you can see down the side on the left there of the slide, it shows you that you get strips. Those are also dies, and that is what they are stamped on. Okay, and that's just featuring that Christmas foliage, the Mary dies, and sentiments. And then the background is that All Planned Out 2, which I showed you earlier. I'm pretty sure I did. Yep, I'm just going to zoom back. It's a great little basic die set that helps you create a scene. I love to create a scene. So there is that base piece with the scallop. And that just, and then there's that embossing folder, the Holiday Floral or Flora. Yes, embossing folder from Gina K. So again, some of those products that we showed in earlier cards were repeating in this one. Just going to scoot forward again. Okay. And then next up, again, featuring the Christmas foliage plus the embossing folder in the background, the postage stamp stacklets, and then you'll notice the Mary die is there as well, but you'll notice in the background that those circles, this is the, it's called Lots of Circles stencil set. So you get both of those stencils. You can layer them together like they're shown in the bottom right, or you can use them individually. And Amanda's just used the smaller circles to create a cluster below her die cuts, which is very effective as well. And then this one, oh my goodness. So this is a very basic set. This is the Essential Stars. So you get 5 different stars, and the 3 larger ones have stitching on them. So I'll just hold this up a little bit. See how the stitching goes on them? And they do layer up nicely as well. But by adding the greenery from that Christmas foliage set, you've now created yourself a nice Christmas card. So stars are like a really nice basic shape to have in your stash. And you can do a lot of different things with them. So you can make like birthday cards where someone's a superstar. Stars always work really nice for baby stuff as well. So lots of different options. And then the frame in the background is also from Penny Black. And it is called Double Frames. And I just love the effect that it has. So you cut out one of the dies in one color, and then you can cut out the second die in another color and layer them on top of each other. And they layer up beautifully. So that is that. And then the final one is also featuring that large stitched star. So from the basic shapes, that Christmas foliage. And then this one has a foiled snowflake background. Now this one is out of stock right now at Spellbinders. So we have a long waiting list for this. So make sure your name is on it if you want it. It is a better press plate. So you can stamp it or you can foil it. And it is really something very cool. And then this piece sentiment here is from an older Concord and Ninth set, and it's called Holiday Sayings Dies, and that's the piece word from there. Pretty nice, eh? So that is all those samples were created by Amanda. And next up, I think I'm close to the end of my slideshow. I am. Okay, so we're not going to get rid of that now. Okay. So for these, I don't have everything available in slides, and I don't know if I have everything available in dies, but you'll get the idea. So this set here is covered up by my dies. I'm just going to pull this out so you can see it. So this is called Little Birdies. We are sold out right now, but we have more coming, and it's a pretty cute one. So this is a collaboration with Lisa Horton and Spellbinders. And it creates these adorable little birds and the branches. And again, you'll see there's snow available to put on the branches. There's also some blooms if you want to do that. And then you also get this die down here to have them stand on. It could be a rooftop chimney or something like that. But a really cute set. But when you put it in action, oh my gosh. So look at this bird has little earmuffs on. This one has a little toque. Now, of course, you can leave those off if you don't like them. Snow on the branches, but I love the buds. They look like berries, which is really cool. And that's that Merry Christmas set that I showed you previously. We've got, I think these are the Tailored Expressions mini scalloped stacklets. And then she has a snowflake embossing folder in the background. And then here is a little bit more of a spring scene. And look at, they even have little boots on, but they've lost their earmuffs and their toques. And there's no berries. There's just leaves on the branches and no more snow. So pretty great seasonal versatility, which I like. But isn't that super adorable? So again, that is the Little Birdies die set from Spellbinders. And then we have from Amanda, several products being used here. We have the Waffle Flower Poinsettia Frame die and stencil. So you can cut the dies out, use them on their own. But if you want to add some color to create texture, you can place these over top of the die cuts and do some stenciling to add your color. And then we're also featuring this large sentiment set. This is the Poinsettia Frame Sentiments stamp and die. I'm just going to pull the sentiments out here so you can see them. Okay, so they're larger. I love the ho, ho, ho. It's more vertical. And then we've got Season's Greetings. We've got Merry Christmas. And you've also got some greenery and some holly and berries and things like that if you want to jazz things up. There is a matching die set for those, I believe. Yes. And then also featuring the wood grain piercing plate plus the stencil. So these are bundled together. So you can see here that the poinsettia blooms are used on their own. You can see that wood grain stitched background and stenciled. So you make your own sort of pattern paper with the wood grain look. There's the large greeting in the center. It's beautiful. And then this one, it's done more like a frame. So in that die set, you get corner pieces. So you can use those to create a border that goes all the way around your card. And then you can put a nice large greeting in the center. And I love the accent of the foil paper and the glitter paper just to add some sparkle and shine for the holiday season. So it's really fun to use. So that is that set from Amanda. And then a bit more waffle flower stuff. This time we're going to feature the Merry Christmas die. So this does the printed and script combined together that says Merry Christmas. And there is a shadow for this. Oops, that doesn't come yet. This is another sentiment set. This one is called Warm Wishes. Some just really nice greetings. But then the dies for this are pierced. So around the outside, you get that pierced detail, which looks really great. And I'll point those out on the card for you. And then we're featuring the postage collage Dear Santa and postage collage, what is this? Vertical Tree. Okay, so both of those. So let's do the this one here. So this is the Vertical Tree. And so what this does is it stencils out a panel that creates that vertical tree. And it fits beautifully on the postage collage, the A2 size. Over top of it, we have the block die. And what that does is it covers up all of the perforations that are made by the regular postage collage die. And it creates more like little frames. She has acetate in behind there, and this is a shaker, so it does have pieces that move. And then you can use it as a whole panel like we've done here, but you can also cut it up. And that's what's demonstrated here with the other one. Oh, this one actually is the postage collage tree, but you can see that she's cut it apart and used just pieces of it, which is really fun to do as well. Maybe we don't have ones with the Santa this time. I guess I don't. I thought I had the postage collage Santa one. Maybe I showed that one already. I think I did. She's just giving it back to me. It was in the pile, so I threw it in here. But there is a Santa one that creates these different sections that you can do. And then there's a little stamp set here that you can fill in the list from Santa. You can give Santa glasses. And there's also a to and from on here and a list option to go on there as well. So there's lots of fun things to do with the postage collage. Unfortunately, I don't have a sample for that one. It's at the store. But this is the one that does the full tree. So you can use it as a full panel in the background there, or you can cut up the little pieces, which is kind of fun too. And this kind of reminds me of the Elf on the Shelf. So if you've got kids that do that, it's really cool. Okay, so that's that one. And then you can see that wood grain background is featured again in this. Oh, and I was going to point out the sentiments too. So there is one of those sentiments with the piercing around the outside. They stamp very nicely, and I love that pierced detail. So that is really fun. And there's the Merry Christmas, which is quite delicate, actually. So Amanda cut it apart so you could have two separate words, but it does come attached. Okay, so there's that one. Next up, what do we have now? Oh, yes, this is a really cute one. So this one is, what's this called? The Elf Hat die. So in here, you get the dies to create this cute little elf hat. So there's two of them on here. One is facing this way, and then one is facing that way. And they just put them on so that the tops match. And then just cut off any excess that hangs over. But isn't that cute? And then there's one of those sentiments again with the piercing. And this die also does a lot of detail with piercing. And then here is another one where the elf is... elf hat is just on the bottom, and then a couple of those postage collage pieces are added for added detail. And that's using the stencils that I just showed you. So there's a good example of that stamp used on the list. So you can create a little wish list, which is kind of fun. And this guy really reminds me of the Elf on the Shelf. So those are fun little options too. I told you the girls were busy. Okay, now we're going to feature some products from Lawn Fawn. This is the spring basket, but it is used because they came out with an add-on for fall. This is the spring basket add-on, and it does things like mushrooms and pumpkins. There's corn in there, a little sign that says Happy Fall. So with the addition of this, it brought the basket back to life. And then we are featuring an older set called You Autumn Know. So this one appears quite a bit on our samples in the store. We've fallen in love with these little mice and all the fun things that they do. So this is a great one. So these are being featured on these cards. plus the fall, the scripty fall outline, and regular die. So these are like a front and a shadow die. So those are shown here. So this is You Autumn Know, the mice and the leaves. There's that fall. And there's that spring basket with the insert for fall. So the spring basket came out in the spring, and it was designed for Easter and spring scenes. So you can go with the eggs, the chicks, the chocolate bunny. There's some larger eggs, and then there's also some florals. And there was an add-on for this that made it into a birthday one as well. So a very versatile set. And you can see that you can also use the fall basket, the basket with the fall icons to bring it into the fall season, which is nice. And here's another card created with 3 baskets for fall. Look at that little snail. And there's those sentiment banners again. And she's using all of those Build a Sentiment stamps to create her greetings. And here's just a single word. So she's used fall, and then that greetings is from the Build a Sentiment fall. So again, you just look at it, and each time you look, you're going to find something new that you can spell and create. And then here we have the basket. This is paired with another older set called Oh Gnome. So we don't have that one in stock, but if you're a Lawn Fawn fan, you can go through their website and let us know, and we will definitely bring in older sets for you. So some beautiful fall cards there using those products. And then, here we go. This is another new set that came out with the fall release. This is Pick of the Patch, Stamp Die Stencil. And then Amanda has also paired it up with the Reveal Wheel option. So she's made a really cute card. So there's that Pick of the Patch pumpkin thing. And then if you turn this, the greeting changes inside. Isn't that adorable? I love that. So that's what the Reveal Wheel does. It's so cute. So that's just a smaller card. It's probably like 4x4. So you don't always have to do full A2 size. And here we have that Pick of the Patch in the background, and this is mixed in with the You Autumn Know. And then these little squirrels, I don't know what set they are from. Maybe it's in this one. Let me just see. They are called Let's Go Nuts. So we don't have that one in stock, but can definitely order if you are interested. And there's those banners and the Build a Sentiments again. And for the final card, you can see those pumpkins in the background there and more squirrels. And then the leaf stencils used in the background there. So that is this one here. So we're getting a restock on this stuff. If it's not in stock now, it should be coming. So that's a really nice leaf stencil that you can just place and stencil in. And it's called Autumn Breeze. Okay. So that is that. Are your notebooks full yet? While we're doing the fall thing, Christina just dropped this off today. So a bunch of products from Spellbinders. So a new sentiment set. This is called Autumn Sentiments. So you can stamp or foil these. Then we have the Falling Leaves dies. So you've got leaves and acorns in different sizes and shapes. We've got the Documenting labels, and they come with dies that cut out those sentiments. I love this alpha set. It's called the Autumn Alpha. It's really fun. It has kind of like a Western theme to it, but it just looks so good on everything. And then we have the Changing Trees. So Christina created a few samples here. Isn't that gorgeous? So just a little cluster of leaves on the little tag and the sentiment that says grateful for you. So the little tag comes from this set here. And yeah, I love that. So simple, but very effective. I love the teal too. Teal, I think you can use it as an accent for anything. And then this is another beautiful card. And you can see all of those fall die cuts just done in kind of an arch. There's those great letters. And then that sentiment from the Better Press set right there. These are really fun. And then the third one using the trees. And there you can see those die cut words at the top and that Better Press sentiment at the bottom. These trees are not just for fall. You can use them all year round, depending on what colors you use, which is really great. So thank you for those, Christina. They look amazing. All right, we are down to the last shelf, guys. And we are at 40 minutes, so not bad. Okay, next up we have, this looks lovely, doesn't it? This is the Build a Drink mug add-on. So inside you have all those dies to create a mug. Now, I love what Amanda's done with these. So she's done a holiday one. So you've got that, that mug in there. Now this is that Spellbinders Christmas foliage and those merry sentiments. But the things like the candy cane and the whipped cream and the cinnamon sticks, that and the marshmallows, that comes with the mug set. Okay, but isn't that great? And I love the brick wall background, but all the greenery and the poinsettias, those are from, oh, actually, you know what? This tiny poinsettia, that might be from this. Let me just verify that because I don't want to steer you wrong, but I think I see it. Yes, so that's this here. This is just actually a flower. I don't think it's necessarily a poinsettia, but it works nicely. So that is card number 1. Oh my gosh, I'm losing all the pieces. There you go. And then card number 2 is, I love that she has stacked it with the books. So the books are from the Lawn Fawn book collection dies. And then you stacked your nice mug of a warm drink that you can cozy up and read a book. Makes a nice thank you card for sure. And then this one, she's created shakers. So there is a little insert in here that you can put in your mug to create a window, and then you can turn it into a shaker. So this is pumpkin spice and everything nice. And you've got little marshmallows and a little, that could be a little wafer, or it could be a piece of chocolate, cinnamon sticks. So a really cute little mug set for sure. That's the Lawn Fawn Build a Drink mug. What is the merry sentiment from? That I spoke about earlier, Susan. It's from Spellbinders. That merry sentiments. I showed it with the sentiment dies and everything. It was a slide that I showed. So you can go back and kind of rewatch that part. But it is from Spellbinders. Okay, and then this one is so cute. So this one is using the Silly Goose set from Lawn Fawn. And this is a great pairing for all of the book stuff that came out a few releases ago from Lawn Fawn. Doesn't have to be used with that, but it can be. So here are those cute geese, and there's grown-ups and babies. And then the party hats come with the set, and so does the gift. So you can use it for birthday cards. I love that. The balloons are separate. I think they come with something else. What did we do here? The Really High Five Stamp and Die bundle has the balloons. That is a Lawn Fawn set. So isn't that fun? And then here we've made a congrats. I love this. Let's have a gander. Nice egg. So maybe somebody who's expecting a baby. And there's that large congrats. This time it's cut out, which is really fun. That's the one from Tailored Expressions. And then there's that that scalped background. That's from the All Planned Out 2. And then this one is showing it with all of the books and everything. And there are books in this set. So you get little stacks of books, which would add on really nicely to the ones that come with the book release. So super cute and lots of fun to make scenes and do cool things with. So again, that is the Silly Goose from Lawn Fawn. And our last pile, we've had this sitting in our pile for a while. It got covered up with some stuff, and Amanda just sent it over. So this is from Tailored Expressions, and it is a nice selection of products Anytime we ever bring in products that have to do with drinks or beverages, they're always really, really popular. And this was no different. We've restocked this a few times. So it is the Summertime Sips die set, the Fresh Squeezed die set, and then there is a sentiment set called Let's Chill. So some of the sentiments are a little bit punny and they work well with the drinks. There's insiders that go with that as well. So some really great sayings that you can use as the inserts to the inside of your card, or you can sometimes use them on the front as well. And then a really cool stencil called Sunny Slices. And I'm just going to show you what you can do with them. So this is just featuring the fruit. So that was called Fresh Squeezed. And you can make them into lemons, limes, oranges. If you've got other fruit in your collection already, like strawberries and stuff like that, it mixes and matches really, really well. So I love that. And there's one of those funny sayings from that Stampin' Die set. So it says, "You're the zest." So it's a really fun card. And then look at this one. Oh my gosh. So there's the drink. And then you've got an insert piece that you can lay over top to create a different color of whatever drink you're drinking. There's the ice cubes, the fancy straw, and then you've got your fruit slices, which is really cool. And that insert die here can also be used to make a window. And that was the case on this one. So then you can make a little shaker with sequins and different things in there. And there you can see that really cool stencil in the background, which I just love. And it's also in this one. So you can see the different way to use it. So this one, it's done very subtle, just lightly shown in the background. And this one, it's done a little bit more bold and meant to be a bit more of a focus when you're looking at your cards. So some really fun products for beverages. Okay, that is it. I've reached the end of my pile. What did you guys think? Amazing, right? Oh, Natalie just got here. That's okay. And Susan said she's at work. Well, I get that. You know what? That's the beauty of these lives, is they will live on our YouTube channel. So you can go back and watch. And if you need to go back as a refresher, the great thing is you can speed me up. So you can make me talk really fast at 2 times the speed and just whiz through the areas that you don't need a recap on and just highlight the stuff that you need to hear. Okay, I'm going to go back up here. So what kind of pen is used for drawing in white lines? Well, that is a white gel pen. And I believe Amanda is using the Milky Pop pens. Now, I will say gel pens are a bit of a finicky thing. They work really well until they don't. So you kind of have to play with them. But that is, Amanda uses the, I don't know if she used them on this one, but she uses them quite often. Here you go. Just to add little details to things and sort of highlight. So definitely pick yourself up a good gel pen. And these Milky Pop ones are quite popular. So we sell those and they work quite good. Did I miss any other questions? I'm just going to scroll back here for a second. I don't think so. Okay. Well, that is it for me today. We're not going to do any draws today. I just wanted to come on and just focus on the inspiration. So again, feel free to go back and rewatch the video at your leisure. And if you don't mind giving our video a thumbs up while you do that, that would be great. And we will see you all again soon. Have a good night.